When we think of gods, we usually conjure the same image in our mind: graceful, omnipotent, perfect beings. In sharp contrast to that, Elden Ring offers a vastly different portrayal of divinity. Almost all the demigods we meet are tragic in their own way, victims of wrath, slumber, or rebellion. But among them, I believe there is one figure who stands above all: Messmer. Today, we're going to take a look beyond the fire and fury to examine the curse and profound loneliness that consumed him for centuries, and explore why he might be the most pitiful god in all of fantasy. To truly answer Messmer's story, we have to start at the very beginning: his birth. This origin will help us answer a crucial question. Messmer is the son of Queen Marika. We get confirmation to this from various sources in the game, the most important being Messmer himself, who refers to Marika as his mother throughout his dialogue. This immediately places him within the same family tree as all the other demigods we meet in the base game. But this leaves us with a question: who is Messmer's father? Though it's never explicitly confirmed in the game, the evidence strongly points to him being a child of Radagon. I believe this for two main reasons. The first being his appearance. Messmer bears the same striking, bright red hair as Radagon and his other children. The other reason is the curse. Malenia and Mikola, the twin Empyreans born from Marika and Radagon's singular being, were both cursed since birth. Malenia was afflicted with the scarlet rot, and Mikola was cursed with eternal youth. And just like them, Messmer also harbored a curse since birth. Messmer was born as the host to a devastating curse, the Abyssal Serpent. This curse is the very reason for Messmer's tragedy. Fearing the catastrophic damage Messmer's curse could inflict upon her carefully constructed plans, Marika took a drastic, cruel step to contain him. She replaced his eye with what is referred to as the Seal of Grace, forcibly binding his power. This golden brand allowed her to keep the chaotic power of the serpent at bay, turning him into a functioning weapon. But even with the abyss sealed behind gold, Marika still feared the heresy within her own son. And so the goddess decided on a brutal two-step plan. First, to use him, and then discard him. That calculated decision brings us up to the next chapter of Messmer's story. Marika made Messmer lead a gruesome campaign across the Land of Shadow. There were two simple goals of this crusade. The first, to purge all of those in the Land of Shadow that were graceless. And the second was to dispose of Messmer himself. He obeyed his mother's orders and carried them out for as long as he was alive. He even proclaims this when he meets us, the Tarnished.
Yet, my purpose standeth unchanged. Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death. In the embrace of Messmer's flame.
He became death itself in the Land of Shadow. The item description of Messmer's armor confirms this. On his mother's wishes, Messmer made himself a symbol of fear, undertaking the cleansing crusade she desired. Direct thy maledictions, thy ire, and thy grief towards me alone. To instill this terror, Messmer often impaled his victims onto his spear, earning him the title, the Impaler. Alongside that, he took away countless lives with his flame, the very flame he despised. The description of the spell Messmer Sorb tells us this. Messmer despised his own fire. Time and time again, he hoped to rid himself of it, but ever did it burn. He did all of these horrific acts for a chance to be acknowledged by his own mother. But instead of being praised or welcomed after the crusade was complete, Messmer was utterly abandoned. As soon as the crusade reached its end, Marika immediately sealed Messmer and his soldiers within the Land of Shadow, completely erasing them from the history of the lands between. They were never accepted back. They remained in the desolate realm for ages, even when the Tarnished finally arrived. Throughout the Land of Shadow, we can observe numerous statues of Marika, many violently damaged or decapitated. This destruction was most likely brought by Messmer's furious soldiers who openly expressed the bitterness and betrayal of being abandoned. But despite this palpable hatred spreading through his army, and despite his own justified fury, Messmer never gave up. Deep down, he clung to the tragic, desperate hope that one day his mother will return for him. This heartbreaking loyalty is made visible in his boss arena. His throne stands before the only intact statue of Marika in the entire Land of Shadow, a statue depicting her holding him as a child. He holds onto this foundational tragic belief that one day he will be accepted back, right up to his final moments. When we finally face Messmer and he realizes that we are tarnished, he says this.
That tarnished, it seemeth. Mother, wouldst thou truly lordship sanction in one so bereft of light?
In disbelief, he questions his mother how a tarnished like us became Elden Lord. Deep down, this hurts Messmer. But despite us being Elden Lord, he still decides to uphold his duties by killing us because we lack grace. And then, one of the most difficult battles in the entire game begins. After a while, the Tarnished manages to best Messmer. Defeated and in desperation, Messmer apologizes to his mother and plucks the seal of grace in his eye out, shattering it. As soon as the seal is removed, the Abyssal Serpent takes over Messmer's body. After this, we face Messmer one last time in his most powerful form. And at the end, we ultimately defeat him. In his final moment before his death, Messmer realizes that he was ultimately betrayed by his own mother and that she never intended to come back for him. In his final words, he curses his mother.
Mother, Marika, a curse upon thee.
At the end, despite every sacrifice he made for his mother and his refusal to ever lose hope, Messmer died alone, completely abandoned. All of the lives he had taken, all of the pain he endured, ultimately, it was all for nothing. After knowing the whole story, when we finally defeat Messmer, it almost feels like we set him free from a tragic cage he had been trapped in for ages. Messmer's tragedy is that he waited until he was defeated and dying to finally reclaim his identity. even if that identity was messy and imperfect. His life was truly tragic and pitiful, but stories like this carry the most powerful messages we all can learn from. And Messmer's story wants you to remember this. True freedom begins when you stop trying to be the person others demand you to be.